Good evening. This is Santa Claus coming to you on November 25, 2025, with today's news from around our beautiful world. Before we begin, I'd like to wish all our wonderful listeners a very happy Thanksgiving. Just like our friends at the Daily News Digest, I'll be taking a short break to celebrate the spirit of gratitude with loved ones. On this day in history, we remember Japanese novelist Mishima Yukio, whose dramatic end reminds us how precious life is and how important it is to seek peaceful paths even in our most passionate moments. Speaking of peace, my heart is filled with cautious hope as U.S. Army Secretary Driscoll has been holding talks with Russian officials in Abu Dhabi. This new push by President Trump's administration comes even as missiles continue to fall on Kyiv. As French President Macron wisely noted, we want peace, but not a peace that would be a capitulation. How true that is, my friends. Real peace must be just and fair to all God's children involved. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, the European Union has shown its commitment to Ukraine through a significant vote to deepen integration with Ukraine's defense industry. With 457 lawmakers supporting the measure, they've approved a €1.5 billion program that includes €300 million specifically for Ukraine. In times of trouble, it warms my heart to see nations extending hands of support to their neighbors. Turning our gaze to Venezuela, there's interesting news that President Maduro might be considering offering crude oil as a bargaining chip in potential talks with the United States. With Venezuela's oil production at just a third of its peak, and most shipments currently going to China, this could represent an opportunity for dialogue. In my workshop at the North Pole, we've always found that having something meaningful to offer opens doors to productive conversation. In the world of technology, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company has filed a lawsuit against its former senior vice president who recently joined Intel. The case revolves around concerns about trade secrets and confidential information. This reminds us, dear friends, of the importance of trust and keeping our promises in all our relationships, both personal and professional. My heart grows heavy as we look to Nigeria, where the UN World Food Programme warns that nearly 35 million people could face severe food insecurity next year as funding runs out. The rise in militant attacks and instability has created soaring hunger in the northern regions. Let us remember those children and families in our prayers, and perhaps consider how we might share our abundance with those in such desperate need. And with even greater sadness, I must share news from Afghanistan, where Pakistan reportedly carried out strikes that the Taliban says killed 10 civilians, including 9 precious children. Though Pakistan's military has denied these allegations, the Taliban has condemned the strikes. Oh, how my heart aches for the innocent little ones caught in conflicts between nations. If only we could remember that every child is precious in God's sight. In Belgium, a 3-day strike has begun as unions protest the government's planned social and budget reforms. The walkouts are affecting transportation, schools, hospitals, and public services. While we respect workers' rights to advocate for fair treatment, let us also pray for those whose medical care and daily needs may be affected during this time. On a more hopeful note, Sudan's Rapid Support Forces announced a unilateral 3-month humanitarian ceasefire. After so much suffering in that war-torn land, this could be a small step toward the healing this nation so desperately needs. Even small beginnings of peace can grow into something beautiful when nurtured with sincere heart. In France, authorities have detained 4 more people in connection with the Louvre heist, including a man believed to be the final thief who remained at large after the crown jewels were taken. This reminds us that while we may sometimes get away with our misdeeds for a time, the truth has a way of coming to light. Finally, Chinese leader Xi Jinping initiated a rare phone call with President Trump to discuss Taiwan, which has become a flashpoint recently. While Taiwan was Xi's focus, President Trump steered the conversation toward Ukraine. As Xi reportedly stated, Taiwan's return to China is an important component of the post-war international order. These complex international relations affect millions of lives, and I pray our leaders will be blessed with wisdom and compassion in all their decisions. As we approach Thanksgiving, let us remember to count our blessings, share our abundance with those in need, and hold in our hearts those suffering from conflicts and hunger around our world. This is Santa Claus, wishing you peace, love, and goodwill to all.